defensive coordinator blitzes a lot, but was it even maybe a little more, just from the outset, that almost every time you drop back, they were blitzing?
Yeah, that's their scheme. That's how they've done things. They're pretty good at it. So going into the game, we had an idea, obviously, just on film and whatnot, that's what we're going to get. And, they stuck to it. And, yeah, it was a 4-quarter game. So.
Was there a sequence in the game where you felt it looked like things kind of got off to a choppy start with the passing game? Was there a sequence that you kind of felt like things were starting to click?
Yeah, it's like, there were some looks that were there, that I was off, inaccurate, or some things just didn't happen right within our scheme. And so, I felt like it was a little choppy at first. And then, once we got into a rhythm, we sort of saw what they were doing. And, at one point in the game, they're going to start doing stuff. We had a good feel for it. I feel like a couple drives into the game. So once we got rolling, we're putting some drives together. We got in the red zone, and we just got to score. Obviously the field goals and putting up points are great, but our standard, we want to be able to score touchdowns when we get in the red zone, and so.
Clips with Bill Parcells before talking to his quarterbacks in training camp and saying, "Look, I know you don't like dealing with the blitz now, but pretty soon you're gonna love it because that's where plays are made." Do you feel that way?
Yeah. Obviously, that's the risk that the defense is taking when they're blitzing. We can capitalize on offense with some big plays, and so we had some stuff dialed up for what we were going to do when they did blitz. But at the same time, like, if you're not on point, then they're going to get you. And so there was a couple times in the game where they got us. But at the same time, I feel like we were able to get a couple plays here and there on their blitz and take advantage of it. So something that we got to watch the film, learn from it. When another defense starts to pressure and do things like that, I feel like there's big plays to be made.
I'm sure you think things could go better for you guys, but the fact that you're 3-0, how happy are you with the team start so far?
Yeah, I mean, it's huge. Obviously, you want to win every game, but we have a high standard. We have a standard that we want to be the best versions of ourselves, and so for us, it's sort of like, we win the game, which is most important, which is great. But there's stuff out there that we can clean up and be better at. So that's the standard that we have here, and we have 14 more games to do that. To be the best versions of ourselves and clean things up. So we're gonna take it one day at a time, but it's huge for us to be 3-0 and have momentum.
You're mentioning some missed throws or maybe some off target, but you put up 310 passing yards, passer ratings over 111. Do you accept that as a pretty good game, or do you, in your mind, like, you know what, I don't even want to think about that?
Yeah, I mean, I don't really get wrapped up in the stats and stuff. I feel like, there's some throws out there that I missed that could have, obviously helped us get the lead earlier and quicker and faster. So those are the things that, sort of are in my mouth that, I have sort of a bad taste from that I want to be better at. So watch the film, keep getting better, and we just want to keep winning.
All right. Thanks, Brock.
Thanks, guys.
When you go into a game, not just you, but the entire offense without Brandon, how much do you guys kind of feel a sense of responsibility to pick it up?
We love Brandon, and we want him to be out there as much as possible. But I didn't think we was going to risk, putting him out there and putting him in danger. And it's kind of like a next man up type of situation. But for me, it was kind of different because I was talking to Brandon last night. I was like, bro, like, this is my first time like being in a huddle without you. It kind of felt weird during practice, but it was good to get the win as a team.
They blitzed so much. I mean, it was like I've seen anywhere between 73 and 86%. And Kyle said that's what we expected him to do. You guys have the kind of playmakers that can beat blitzes, don't you? I mean, that's kind of the play on 3rd and 15 that you made, the one that Christian made. Do you look forward to teams blitzing you?
I think they're going to blitz a good bit because we run the ball very well. But sometimes, like, it's some things you can't prevent. As you can see, they got a good bit of pressure on Brock and caused a couple 3-and-outs. But, you know what I'm saying, it's about, like, how long can you sustain doing that. And so second half we came out and executed a lot on 3rd down.
Where were you hurting when you had to leave the game briefly before your touchdown?
I actually fell on the ball, and I thought it was my ribs. I think the wind got knocked out of me. But after going into 10 and everything, checked it out, found out I was good.
Touchdown. Tell us how that was designed. Was that supposed to be like a back shoulder thing, or you just threw it up like a jump ball, or what?
It depends on how the defender played. It was kind of like a double move because they was playing a good bit inside on me today. And luckily we got that call at the end. But Brock made an awesome job of putting the ball on where I can get it.
You guys talked a lot about getting off to a fast start. So 3-0, although it's early, it's give you some confidence for your long-term.
Oh yeah, for sure. 3-0 right now. It feels good. We harped on, starting off fast, and that's what we're doing. Even though we're making a little bit more mistakes, but as long as we get the win, we can continue to grow and continue to build on not making as many mistakes.
Back shoulder touchdown. How much chemistry is that? How much of that is you and Brock working through that? How difficult is that?
That's something we worked on like daily in camp. For us, like me, Brandon, and all the other wideouts, for us, like taking shots downfield, because that's kind of where we lack. So it's kind of good to see a couple. First week we had Brandon, and then this week we had me. So it's just good to see, like, we taking shots down the field.
But much was made of when you said you were awful last season. Would you agree you're not awful?
I definitely agree. In better shape, being able to sustain drives and be out there as long as I can without having a sub. Yes, sir.
You know, a team blitzes as much as they do. Are you expecting a lot of those quick screens, and are you thinking that I could have a big day doing that?
It's kind of not all about me, as you can see. Like, this is a selfless team, so whoever is hot, this is going to continue to get the ball. We just harp on, making plays whenever the ball come our way.
So obviously a big part of your game is yards after the catch, and it's virtually impossible for one guy to bring you down. But I just wonder, when you end up fighting through guy after guy after guy and then land on top of the football, and do you ever think to just go down a little bit earlier?
Nah, that's not the way I think. I just try to get every yard possible for us, like moving the chains and stuff. But it's just my mindset. I'm not just gonna fall to the ground, just like allow one person to bring me down.
Why do you think you were named team captain this season?
For us, this off season, I think the team seen all the things that I did to come back in better shape, and be able to help this team as much as possible. It was kind of a blessing for them to name me a captain.
Thanks, Deebo. Blitz a lot because of the playmakers that you have and what's out there if you do it right.
Yeah, I think anytime you get a team that plays a lot of zero, does a lot of different blitzing, it's hit or miss. You really have to execute. You got to be on your P's and Q's. You got to know when you're hot. You got to know what you have in protection and go from there. But you kind of just let the game take care of itself.
What do you see from your quarterback when he's getting all this pressure in his face? Maybe it didn't start off great. He was talked about a couple of misreads. What did you see from him in this game?
I thought he got much better as the game was going on. I'm not a quarterback coach, so I don't always like to comment on quarterback play, but I know that as he started seeing things and he was rolling, and we're lucky he's our quarterback, that's for sure. He makes a lot of big plays. He's not afraid to throw the ball deep. You saw the one to Deebo, that was awesome, and we just got to go out there and keep making plays for him.
Really tied Jerry Rice with my scoring touchdown in 12 straight games, tying a franchise record. Jerry Rice is quite good. I don't know, does that honor mean something to you?
Yeah, that's a huge honor. Obviously scoring touchdowns is a team thing. O-line did a great job blocking, just had to hit the hole. But yeah, that's a huge honor to be mentioned with somebody like that.
There was a lot of talk going into this season about a fast start, and with you guys being 3-0, though it's early, does it give you confidence about your long-term goal?
I think for us, we know what we can do. We expect to win every game. And the fact that we're 3-0 is awesome. We know it's a long season and there's still so much football left. And so I love the mentality of our team right now, because I think we're 3-0, we're happy, but we're still hungry, and there's still a lot that we can get better at, and that's a good place to be.
What does it say about this offense that you don't have Brandon and it looks like you still didn't miss a beat?
Yeah, I think it's the resilience of and the depth that we have, and when somebody's down, being able to step up and make plays when your name's called. Obviously, Ronnie did a great job. So, yeah, I mean, you miss B.A. He's a hard guy to replace. He brings so much to our offense with the ball in his hands and without. But when you have guys who learn from guys like B.A., it's nice to, be able to plug them in and, like you said, not miss a beat.
What have you learned? I assume you knew plenty about Deebo before you came here, but what have you learned to appreciate about his game since you've been here?
He's just tough, man. He has all the things you would want in a receiver. He's fast, physical, can catch the ball, but I think it's the stuff that he does when the ball's in his hands and being able to just refuse to go down that's so fun to watch. Anytime he gets the ball, it's important that, you better continue to go try to find a block because you don't know what tackle he's going to break or how many.
Christian, you hit 5,000 rushing yards tonight. Was there a moment at all to savor that or smile about it?
I didn't know that. That's cool. Yeah. Yeah.
It's probably kind of a grind to have to get ready for a Thursday night game, but the bonus is if you win, then you get an extended period of time off, and you guys have 2 consecutive home games after this. So big picture, where do you feel you are? And I don't know if you have anything special planned for the weekend since you don't have to do your job.
Yeah, that's a tough defense to play, especially on a short week too. There's not a lot of time to go over everything, so you kind of have to crunch in a lot in 3 days. And so coming out with a win was big, and now just being able to get a little rest and come back healthy on Monday, ready to work, it's a good place to be. Appreciate it, guys.
Thank you.
To start, and nobody's satisfied though. I wouldn't say that. I think there's so much room for improvement. You can watch the tape, and there's little things all over the place that every single guy can get better at, and we got a long ways to go from the team that we want to be going forward.
What do you make of the play of Isaiah Oliver and how he's elevated the last few weeks after having a rough preseason?
Yeah, which are you talking about, a specific play or just his play in general?
In general, yeah.
Oh, no, his play has been amazing. You see the growth every single week, him getting better. I think that comes from confidence, and just continuing to keep his head down and grind. We signed him for a reason. He's a heck of a player, and he's continuing to get better, which is exactly what you want.
Big picture view, 3-0. You're starting out a stretch of 3 straight games at home, which has to be so nice after 2 on the road. What is the Thursday night plan now that you have an extended weekend and you can sit back and relax a little bit? What's the Fred Warner plan?
The Fred Warner plan? Spend some time with my wife, watch film, see what I need to improve going forward, heading into, I think we have Arizona next. And, just see where we can get better. I'll for sure be in the building regardless. I'm not going anywhere. But, it's a long season. You got to stay all the way dialed in, all the way focused, all the way through.
Relaxing or doing something that's not involving a football?
Yeah, that's hard to do for me, so. All right, guys. Thanks.
Is it nice to not be blocked?
Say what?
Be blocked?
Yeah, that was clutch. Take a gimme all day.
It was a rare.
Did you think it was a safety?
No, I know the forward momentum.
How's the defensive line playing overall? It seemed like sometimes you bring in Kinlaw and have 5 guys. What's that like?
I think tonight, all around as a unit, was one of the best the best performance we've had together. Just winning rushes, everybody really fast, sometimes too fast where he could get it out, and but the interior, Eric and Javon Javon just had really good games today.
How much of your emphasis in this game was just making sure that Daniel Jones, didn't beat you guys with his legs?
It was big, yeah. I think we did a pretty darn good job with that, just getting guys right in his face quick, and being disciplined on the edge was good.
Is that since you've been here, best defensive line performance?
With this group, I'd have to watch the tape, but the amount of rushes that we won as a unit was, I'm sure the pressures are pretty high. We definitely wanted more sacks, but just how it goes.
Eric said that you guys did a little lobbying to get those 5-man fronts out there with Javon added in there to Steve Wilkes. So what was that process like to be able to convince him, and how rewarding was it to be able to get those 5-man fronts there on 3rd and long?
It was great. Whenever something works, you don't want to change it. So Javon was pretty adamant about it throughout the week to get it called, and when you call it and it works, you get it called a couple more times.
How much has he improved this year?
Javon?
Yeah.
Oh, huge. He's just been healthy and a really good off-season of training, so he's able to use the tools that he has, and I think he's going to keep ascending.
Daniel Jones had 2 carries, 5 yards. Does that surprise you that you didn't try to run more?
Yeah, I was a little surprised they didn't go with the zone read game a little bit, which kind of hurt us back in 2020. But I guess they figured that we emphasized it throughout the week, so maybe they didn't go to it. But we expected that. We didn't get that much. But yeah, he was getting rid of it more than trying to extend plays like we watched the first couple games.
You've always been confident about Purdy even from the beginning, but to see him blitz this much, get hit, you can see they clearly wanted to get into him and put up a 310-yard, 2-touchdown, no interception. What does that say to you about him?
I'm extremely confident in him, and I know when I see him after games, he's never too high, never too low. So even when there are plays out there that he misses, he's very very keen on trying to make those improvements, but he still had an amazing day.
I know you guys don't care about social media, but it's a national game, and I guess there was some social media commentary early on, especially that he was missing passes. Does anybody on the team care about that? Are you amused by that there always seems to be this constant, he's not that great chatter out there?
Yeah, I've done a pretty good job of staying off social media this year. So especially with the going into the deal getting done, so it's definitely a healthier way to live your life. I'm 100% sure.
Nick, there was a rough in the passer call on the Giants in the second quarter. How do you work on that as a defensive line, even though you're very, very physical? How do you work on that to not get those calls, especially because it's so ticky-tack nowadays?
Well, it's pretty clear rule when you hit a guy, and all you have to do is put your hands on the ground and not land on him. I had a pretty big one last year in Seattle, and I kind of just lost my head. But it's becoming a little easier for us to. You want to crush the quarterback, but it's just not how it goes these days.
Could Deebo be an honorary defensive lineman?
I think so. Maybe a backer. Fit in with Fred and Dre.
When you guys, break score tackles, I don't know. Sometimes you may be watching, every offensive snap, but does it do something for the entire team?
Oh yeah, 100%. Chris goes nuts, and we laugh at him. But yeah, he's Deebo and Christian and George. Just the amount of physical runs they have definitely gets us going as a defense.
Is like the most animated.
Yeah, he has some goofy celebrations on the sideline.
What's your mindset when the play is going away from you and you know they're going away from you? Is it good that the other guys are getting action, or is it a little maybe?
I try to switch up the sides to kind of confuse the coordinator I got a few runs my side this game, and I think I did a pretty good job. But yeah, the runs usually go the other way, but I think with Cleveland and Drake and Carey, we have really good edge setters across the board. So
You decide that in the huddle, which side you're going to be on? You tell the other end?
I just tell the other end to stay in the middle until they break, and then I go whatever side.
You pick it that
Yeah.
that moment.
Yeah.
All right, appreciate it, guys.
Thank you. Make sure you subscribe.
Mm-hmm.